Hailing from Villa Vela, Espirito Santo, Eric Silva is one of the most highly touted talents to hit the welterweight division in years. And he has the octagon finishes of Charlie Brenneman and Luis Ramos to back up the hype. But with 13 UFC wins and a cemented spot among the top 170 pounders in the world, perennial contender John Fitch will prove tonight whether Silva is in need of more experience or ready to stand with the elites.
There are certain young fighters that have an aura about them. Certain young fighters where you look at their performances and you see the exponential rate of improvement that they have from fight to fight. And you just look at them and you go, where is the future for this guy? Where is his peak potential? Eric Silva is one of those guys. Every time you see this kid inside the octagon, you have to consider what is the roof of Eric Silva's potential, because his fights have been absolutely amazing. He's fought 3 times in the octagon. He knocked out Luis Ramos in his UFC debut in 40 seconds, destroyed Carlo Prater in 29 seconds in his second fight, and crushed Charlie Brenneman with a rear naked choke at 4 minutes and 33 seconds in his third fight. Those are 3 very good opponents that Eric Silva has run through. And in each fight, he has looked like a much improved fighter. We haven't seen him since June, and I guarantee you this kid has been in the gym training like a wild man since then. Massive, massive amounts of potential in young Eric Silva. But this is absolutely, no question about it, the biggest, sternest test of his career tonight when he steps in there to face veteran John Fitch.
Eric Silva, set for the biggest test of his young and very promising UFC career. He fights with no regard for his opponent's strength. And tonight he's going to fight to finish John Fitch and do it rapidly. Only 9 men in UFC history have won more fights in the octagon than John Fitch. Fitch with 13 career UFC victories. The longest active winning streak, of course, belongs to the man who's going to fight in our main event tonight, Anderson Silva. 15-0 in the UFC. Royce Gracie not active, but he won 11 straight. GSP and Junior Dos Santos at 9, Jones at 8, along with John Fitch, who at one point put 8 straight wins together and went the distance against George St. Pierre.
John Fitch has been very frustrated at his inability to be included in a list of people to challenge for the title again after his fight with George St. Pierre. He's very, very frustrated, and he's been very vocal about that leading up to this fight, that he is going to take a completely different approach to this fight and literally fight to try to win fight of the night. Fight like a man possessed. Fight like a man who realizes that at 34 years of age, his window is closing, especially coming off of the devastating loss to Johnny Hendricks, and before that a disappointing draw with BJ Penn. John Fitch has realized that desperate times call for desperate measures.
He had a huge third round in that draw with BJ Penn. His wife Michelle and John welcomed their son Mason into the world 7 months ago. Congratulations to John Fitch as he fights here tonight looking for UFC win number 14. Our tale of the tape For this welterweight fight, 34-year-old Fitch against 28-year-old Silva. Everything else is virtually identical. Once again with the introductions, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter holding a professional record, 14 wins, 2 losses, 1 no contest. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 169 pounds, 76.7 kilos. Fighting out of Vila Velha, Espírito Santo, Brazil, Eric Silva! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding professional record, 26 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw, 1 no contest. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 170 pounds, 77.1 kilos. Fighting out of San Jose, California, USA, John Fitch! And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Mark Goddard.
Mark Goddard, our referee for this welterweight fight, the biggest fight of Eric Silva's career. Silva and Fitch. Here we go.
Eric Silva, the way he fights, is very aggressive with very aggressive strikes. And John Fitch, who is a sensational wrestler, will most likely try to take this fight to the ground.
Silva in the white, Fitch in the black.
Look at Eric Silva with this wide karate-style stance. With that, he's turning his hip as if he's going to spin with something.
Eric Silva has not been to the second round yet in his young UFC career.
He's showing complete disdain right now for John Fitch's striking, and John isn't doing anything about it. Big knee to the body right there by Silva. And John gets him down, and Eric's on his back, and John has his back, and he's got him down. John's got 1 hook in, he's got over-under, Silva is struggling to get up. He's got his shoulder up against the cage. He's got to make sure he keeps that left shoulder pressed up against the cage because he doesn't want Fitch to get his back here. John's got 1 hook in and Silva slipped it out again. And John has to be careful and not let him back up. He's got this position. This is an awesome position. He's got to hold it and he's got to advance. There's 1 hook. And he moves on to clasp his over-under together, and he moves his foot across. Eric is grabbing a hold of his foot. But if John can get his left leg over that foot, he can turn it into a triangle and control the body if Eric lets go of the foot.
Fitch is a black belt in Guerrilla Jiu-Jitsu under Dave Camarillo.
As is Eric Silva, a black belt in Jiu-Jitsu as well.
Fitch with some good punches thrown from this position. Really powerful punches on Silva.
As long as Silva's blocking a bunch of them, he's going to be okay here, but these aren't fun. But Silva's holding on to that foot, and he's going to try to peel it off and then turn and face John, so he's got to get his right hand free. John knows that. John's a great grappler, so John immediately drags him down to the ground again. Now he's got his left hook in.
Fitch is the most dedicated martial artist I've ever worked with.
Arm triangle
says
standing.
Camarillo, who gave him the black belt.
Arm triangle standing, and he has a hold of that leg. This could be, good job by Eric Silva. Pummeling out, getting that arm free, and they're standing again.
Fitch started as a white belt, the only man ever to do it with Camarillo, but now it's back where there can be total disregard, as you said earlier, by Silva to the wrestling of Fitch.
And this
some striking for Silva.
That he's taking, this long karate stance. Nice front kick there by Silva.
He misses that time. A big right hand by Silva, and they clinch. Silva with a knee to the thigh of Fitch. Mark Goddard making sure nobody's grabbing the fence. Fitch wants to grab him and put him on the ground.
All over him here. But Silva turned it around, now has him up against the cage. And John just wants to make sure that he maintains control over Silva. At least holds on to him and doesn't allow him to break free and throw those devastating strikes. Oh, big elbow!
Fitch on the break was able to throw a strike, and now Silva
There's
with
that
the spin.
That's the spin that he was telegraphing earlier. Look at his hands down, just total disdain.
He said he fights with no regard for other guys' strengths, and you made that same comment here in the first round.
That'll work until you get knocked out.
Yeah, right.
You're a human being. I mean, he's a confident guy and he's a powerful guy, but he's a human being. And that's not an intelligent way to fight. And John's got a hold of both legs now. He's got the hands clasped, and Silva's down again.
Silva spends a lot of time training with Team Nogueira here in Rio. He has trained in the past with Anderson Silva.
Silva is grabbing the fence there, Mike. And John drags him away from it. Got his back again, holding on to him here.
Many have used the expression in wrestling, embrace the grind. John Fitch said he wants to enforce his will on Eric Silva, and he's done a good job of it here in the first round.
That is certainly a good way to describe John's style.
Yep.
He breaks guys. He breaks their will, and he's got Silva down, and he's got one hook in right in front of us here.
Not a lot of time left in the round, though.
It's still exhausting Eric Silva to carry John's weight like this, and John softening him up and letting him know that he controlled him the entire round. John Fitch's round in a big way.
We'll begin in Silva's corner.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Breathe. Whenever he's trying to grab you, gotta grab his neck. Keep him away. Put some ice on his neck. Ice on his chest.
Let's take a look at some of the action from that first round. Here's some highlights. He catches that kick. Fitch drags him down, gets him on his back, and over again, John Fitch was able to control the grappling exchanges, which is exactly what he wanted. There's a big right hand by Silva over the top as John Fitch tried to move away.
Fitch said it's not his time yet, as he steps in with young Eric Silva, who has had 3 UFC fights, and he has fought a combined 5 minutes and 42 seconds. We're about to hit that point here tonight, and it was all Fitch in round 1.
What happens when a guy like John Fitch controls you like that in the first round is that you start to worry about throwing those strikes, because you don't want him to do that in the second round, because you know you lost the first. Spin, and John ducks under it. A nice uppercut by Fitch.
And Fitch
Beautiful
now looks
timing,
for a takedown.
And good knee by Fitch. A good
Look at
uppercut as
Fitch
well.
again.
Oh, good sweep by Eric Silva. Eric Silva has Fitch's back now.
Silva, as you mentioned earlier, also a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt.
He's going to tie up that arm of Fitch and try to turn it into a crucifix. He will tie up the left arm as well and then pull up. Oh, he messed it up. He messed it up, but he's right back up to his feet. Fitch has a hold of the ankle, but Silva's hammering him to the body. Fitch has got to get up and out of this position, but he gave up his back.
Big shots by Eric Silva.
And as he tries to get up, Silva goes to take his back again. Hammer fist. Fitch has got to break free here. He's got to break that grip.
Fitch, one of the toughest men in the history of the sport to finish.
Fitch is going to separate these hands here. It looks like he's got them separated. Yep, he does. And he turns away from him.
He has experienced just 2 losses in the last 9 years. Big knee by Silva. Fitch had the shoulder surgery around the BJ Penn fight before the Hendricks battle, and then
good knee by Fitch.
Had to rehab a knee injury suffered in practice before he could battle tonight here in Brazil.
Well, he's been pretty vocal about the fact that he took the Johnny Hendricks fight. He took it injured, and he took it because he needed money.
Yep.
And that's one of the reasons why he's trying to fight for Fight of the Night here tonight.
He's got a new baby. He was out for a while with injury.
He's dropping down again, going for the double, trying to connect his hands together, switches to a single, but elbows by Eric Silva from that position.
Just past the midway point of this 3-round fight.
You know, people have criticized John Fitch's style in the past, but this is fighting, and I think his style is intelligent. It might not be the most fun thing to watch as he tries to take Silva down. He missed it. But this type of style is a possibility. It's a way that people can fight. And in order for fighting to be realistic, it has to be considered. Eric Silva's got his back.
Watch out here. Eric Silva.
He's got his back, but John is turning, and Eric's got it under the chin now. Now Eric has him. Now he's
trying
got it
to
tight.
finish it right here.
John's trying to separate those hands. Eric has it tight.
This is trouble.
They're going back. John Fitch is in trouble. He's got to separate those
trying
hands.
to choke him out.
He's got to separate those hands. He's got it separated for a second, but the hand is still under the chin. He's still in danger.
John Fitch has the best submission defense in UFC history. He has escaped 23 of his opponent's attempts, all 23. Can he escape here?
Well, he's very difficult to choke. We saw that in the Juan Carnero fight. Carnero caught him with a deep, deep Darce choke, and he managed to get out of it, as he does here. John has said that he's really difficult to choke, and we see that here now.
He is.
Eric Silva had that choke, Mike.
Wow.
And look,
all 23 before that one, and that was pretty serious.
and John is just waiting for his time where he turns and spins towards Eric and winds up in his guard. He's waiting for the moment to explode, but what's stopping him is Eric holding on to his left arm, the way he's got a hold of that wrist. And Eric tried to go with the body triangle, but too late. He knew John was turning towards him, but John is eventually going to move there, and now he's got it. And now John is on top of an exhausted Eric Silva, and he's pounding him.
30 seconds.
And now John's got his back.
Damn it, John! Damn it! Damn it, John!
20 seconds to go. He's going to cover the mouth, get the kid even more tired. Switch to an armbar. He's got it.
Trying to finish it right here. Can he do it? Can he get Silva to tap?
He doesn't have it right. He's got to switch the grip.
Final seconds of the round. Silva spins and avoids the submission.
He had to hold the grip correctly and keep the thumb up, Mike, and he didn't, and Silva was he allowed Silva to turn his hand so that Silva turned the armbar upside down, where he's pulling with the joint instead of against it.
What a great fight.
Hands! I want hands!
Let's see the armbar here. Look how John, this is the first choke. This is Silva. Look, a lot of people would have tapped to this, but John Fitch is an animal. He fights this off. He eventually gets on top, and now he switches to the armbar. But watch the arm, Mike. He doesn't control the hand, and you see how Silva turns it? He turns the thumb towards John, and when he does that, he alleviates the pressure from the elbow. And when John's pulling on it, he's actually pulling with the elbow joint, and that's when Silva turns it around and gets on top of him there.
Eric Silva, 14-2, no contest in his career. He has only gone the distance 3 times. Fitch showing the true grit that he has displayed for years inside the octagon again here tonight.
Look, Fitch acknowledging the crowd and trying to get them fired up. And Fitch is being true to what he said coming into this fight. He's coming into this fight to fight for fight of the night, and so far I think they might have it.
He had an incredibly dominant round 1. The second round was back and forth.
He drags him down again. Eric Silva is getting overwhelmed by a superior grappler here, Mike. And John Fitch is pounding on him now. Big shots by Fitch. Big shots. Big uppercuts. He's got his back.
As Fitch said, it's not his time yet, and he's trying to hold true to that statement.
He's trying to go under the chin here. Can he get it? He's softening him up. John Fitch is just pounding on this kid.
Javier Mendez from AKA said he has the greatest mind and determination of any fighter that I have ever trained.
Fitch is slowly trying to work his left knee out and around. He's got the right leg over the top. So if Silva moves, he mounts him. But he would like to have him in a position where he's controlling the right arm with his foot right there like he's doing, and then get the hook in. He's got that now. But he's lost it. Now he's going for the arm, and he's lost that as well. But right back up.
Silva now.
Silva with a guillotine.
Silva trying to lock it in on Fitch.
It's an arm-in guillotine, though, Mike. In order to finish
Fitch
it
says
correctly,
he's okay.
Silva has to go high on the back and press his head and chest down on the back of John Fitch's neck. If he doesn't do that, he's going to burn his arms out.
And he gave it up.
And that's what happened. Big elbow by Fitch.
Best submission offense in UFC history, and we've seen some examples of it from Fitch tonight.
Silva's trying to spin for an armbar. Telegraphed. Fitch is right out of it.
Out of under 3 now remains in this fight. Both men have gone after it.
Fitch has got his back again. Still doesn't have that second hook in. Both men exhausted. And John has got a hand across the neck, but he doesn't have the choke. He's just on the chin. But this can really mess with the breathing of Eric Silva. And now he's on top of him, beating the body.
For young Eric Silva, this fight is very much like when a young George St. Pierre fought Matt Hughes. And then years later, GSP becomes one of the most dominant champions ever.
Well, this is a real wake-up call for Eric Silva.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, he fights like he has no respect for his opponents. You got to respect a guy like John Fitch. You got to respect this guy's grappling. You got to respect his heart, his determination, and you got to respect his record. And he's getting beat up because he didn't.
And his UFC experience, the men he has fought
flattened out. This
in the
is
UFC.
This is
Look
what
to
Fitch
finish
wanted.
it here.
Eric Silva is getting absolutely battered here.
Under 90 seconds remain.
Arm triangle. If he can get to the right side, he's got an arm triangle, Mike. A very clear arm triangle. The cage is in the way, though. If Fitch can push him off away from that cage, the right arm of Eric, especially now that Eric is so tired. This has been a dominant display.
Fitch has had to fight through a couple of good submission attempts, but this is John Fitch 101 right here.
You know, Mark Goddard might stop this fight because Eric Silva's not doing anything. He's telling him to fight back. There's the elbows by Fitch. And they don't have 100% power behind him because Fitch is exhausted, but he is absolutely relentless with this attack.
Full mount, just over 40 seconds left. 130 significant total strikes thrown. Unbelievable.
He's saying
warning him.
He's saying you got to do something. He's going to stop. This could be it. If Fitch can muster the energy for some really hard shots here, he can end this fight. And Eric Silva's trying to get out the back door. This
Over
could be
100 ground strikes thrown by John Fitch. Final seconds remain in this battle.
He's going for a front choke. He's going for a
Lift
front
him
choke.
with the choke they're calling. It goes the distance.
Dominant display by John Fitch.
Wow.
And look at the dejected look in the eyes of Eric Silva. What a look of disappointment in that young man's face.
John Fitch, 14th UFC victory if he does indeed get the decision. Eric Silva, young, promising prospect, but he got overwhelmed by one of the best for a long time in Fitch tonight. I mean, it was that close to being over. With Eric Silva trying to finish and Fitch trying to finish with an armbar. Back and forth submission attempts. And in the third round, ground and pound extraordinaire. 108 ground strikes thrown by John Fitch. And the choke attempt by Silva. Silva put up what he could against John Fitch, but Fitch, the walk-on who ended up being a captain at Purdue during his wrestling career, reminded us what has defined his character throughout his time in the octagon. With the official decision, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score the contest 30-27, 29-28, and 29-28, declaring the winner by unanimous decision, John Fitch!
Unanimous decision victory for John Fitch.
I'm here with the winner, John Fitch. John, you came into this fight with your back against the wall, facing one of the most promising prospects in this division, and you put on a dominant performance tonight. How happy are you?
John, estou aqui com o vencedor John Fitch. John, você entrou aqui basicamente enfrentando os maiores oponentes aqui que tinha, uma das pessoas mais promissoras, e você conseguiu dominar toda a luta.
Yeah, I didn't have a choice. I would have beat anybody tonight. I don't care what weight class or who it was. My family needed this win, and I needed this win, so I had to do what I had to do.
Não me importa, eu tinha que entrar aqui, eu tinha que vencer, a minha família precisava dessa vitória, eu precisava dessa vitória, então não importa quem fosse, eu ia vencer.
The fight wasn't without drama, and there was a point in time where he had your back and had a really deep choke sunk in, and you showed once again why you're considered to be one of the very best at defending submissions in this sport.
Tinha uma hora que ele estava por trás de você, ele estava com o mata-leão quase que encaixado, e você mostrou por que você é uma das pessoas mais fortes em hora de submissão nesse esporte.
Yeah, I knew I was safe there. Extremely difficult to finish. I mean, before the BJ Penn fight, I spent hundreds of hours just with people on my back, top black belts, and I'm very comfortable there. And I knew if he wasn't working to gain top position, that he was wasting energy underneath me.
Eu sei disso, eu estou treinando muito com faixa preta, então isso valeu muito parte do meu treino de conseguir ficar fazendo esse tipo de defesa.
Well, John, you said you were fighting for fight of the night tonight. You put on that type of a performance. What's next for you?
You know, whatever they tell me, I just can't wait to get back home and see my family.
O que é a próxima coisa que tem para você? Ele falou que a próxima coisa é voltar para casa para ver a família.
Congratulations on your victory.
Thank you. I gotta thank AKA. I couldn't do this without AKA. Gotta thank Zeke Entertainment, man. They're awesome. Thanks for everything, guys.
John Fitch, ladies and gentlemen.
He showed up in San Jose at AKA in 2005. Didn't know a whole heck of a lot other than wrestling, and he has turned into one of the most durable men in UFC history.